right. So what's your name?
Danny Demano.
Cool. Where are you from?
San Bernardino, California. So it's about, without traffic, about an hour and a half. With traffic, about 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and usually more times than less it's traffic around here. So yeah, it's usually 3 hours.
So which direction is that in?
From here, it's going to be north and east. So it's actually like I think it's like the 90th biggest city in the United States. But it's nothing to write home about. I think that probably the closest thing it would be close to that most people know would be like Riverside or something like that.
What was your process of coming to LMU and moving to LA?
Actually, I went to RCC, which is the Riverside Community College, for pretty much 5 semesters. I should have been out like a little bit earlier than that, but I kept failing this math class. So finally, I passed it. I was ready to apply for transfers, and pretty much since the Cal State system is really messed up around here with like money, it was pretty much all just going to be private schools that we're accepting for the most part. So actually my band put at KXLU in October, and my application was due, I think, on like November 8th or something like that, and I hadn't applied here yet, and I was like, I saw the campus, I was like, this place is awesome.
Yeah.
So I applied, and didn't know if I would get in, and then on Thanksgiving weekend, like 3 weeks later, I got in, so I was pretty stoked on that.
So you're a musician?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I play bass in
Nice.
most bands I play just because but I prefer to play guitar. But when like all my friends are way better than me at guitar, so but
Nice.
yeah.
So do you play anything else other than bass and guitar? Or?
Just basic for the most part. I mean, like whenever like I'm recording, I do like a solo project by myself, and so I record everything. But it's usually like MIDI, so I wouldn't say I know how to play piano, but I'll play to like fill the spots and stuff like that.
Nice. So are you in a band right now?
No, I'm just doing the veteran thing right now. Just my band still is together, but I really don't want to drive twice a week for 2 hours of traffic to play for an hour. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you studying here at LMU?
I am an English major with a concentration in writing. I'm interested in like doing short stories, and I did journalism when I was in high school, but it's just like one of those things where I kind of, if I'm going to write for a living, I kind of want to do it for like imagination. Journalism, I respect it. It seems like it's a real hard job.
Yeah. So what does interest you about writing and maybe creative writing?
I guess I've always just enjoyed like kind of like fleshing out ideas, like going from like one like, oh, that'd be really cool if this happened, but not having like a premise for the story, and then just kind of building it around. And when it's done, it's like you build like almost like building in a way. It's just I would say like an architect, but that'd be just like the best metaphor I could use for it. But yeah, it's just something I've really enjoyed since I was in first grade. I think we had like a short story contest, and I won it. But like when I read it now, it's totally ridiculous. But at the time, first grade, you're just so stoked on it.
Yeah. So you kind of enjoy, not necessarily like fantasy, but kind of more like, out of the normal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm into like a lot of science fiction or anything like that. But I mean, I like just thinking like when you have like a dream or something, you wake up like, wow, that was really weird, and then like it doesn't like leave your head, so you're just like, I really want to flesh that out somehow. And then whether it's that night when it just all comes together, or it's 3 years later, but I would just keep a notebook and like write stuff down, and sometimes it never comes to fruition, sometimes it does.
So kind of what do you want to do with it? Is writing something you want to pursue after college, or are you using it to go somewhere else?
No matter what, since I'm an English major, I'm going to have to go to grad school to get a job if I wasn't going to be writing immediately. Of course, like the goal is ultimately to be paid for like what I write. But like I said, at the same time, I know that it's a really tough market and stuff like that. So I mean, I'll always write, and if something happens, cool. If not, I'm going to go to grad school and hopefully become a professor. Like I wouldn't mind teaching.
Nice. So you would want to teach English, I'm assuming?
Yeah, English, or like basically the umbrella of it. Yeah, I would be more inclined to teach like some sort of creative writing class, because I hate, as much as I like English, I hate British literature, and all that. It's just so dry.
So what kind of stuff did you do back home, like back in high school? Kind of talk to me about your life before LMU.
I played baseball the same as you pretty much since I was 5 until I was 17. I played first year, I played freshman baseball, and I kind of got like, you know, the politics, I'm sure you know the politics with just anywhere from the league up, and it's just like I just got really irritated with it, so I quit and started like picking up music, more from there. Basically, like just through college and before I came here, I was just playing music. I've worked a lot, like I've worked since I was 15 years old. I don't know, just the same thing. I'm sure everyone goes to parties and hangs out and stuff like that.
Where did you work?
First job ever was actually, there's a minor league baseball team in our city called the 66ers. I was a bat boy for about a season and a half. It was like $25 a game, so not much. It's like 6-hour game because you have to get there an hour before the game, stay for the game, and an hour after the game. So it's like 6 hours for $25. But when you're 15 years old, you're like,
seems awesome.
Yeah, you're just hanging out with baseball players, and it's really awesome. Then I worked a lot of food jobs, and then the place I worked right before I came here was a organic grocery store in Loma Linda.
Cool. Do you have any brothers or sisters, or what's your family like? You dog person, cat person, what kind of stuff?
Definitely a dog person.
Nice.
Not really a fan of cats. Probably because I'm allergic to them.
Good.
That's, I have a stepbrother who's younger than me and a stepsister. I'm an only child before I was 12, so I didn't really have anyone around. I didn't have like a playmate or anything like that. But we're all pretty close now, and my stepdad is probably like, I'm probably closer to him than my real dad. I mean, my real dad's around, but I mean, I just go to him for advice as well as my real dad. He's actually a deacon, so I myself am not Catholic, but I've always kind of grown up around like Catholic schools and all that, so I didn't really even know this was Jesuit University until after I applied, which is kind of funny. So, of course, my stepdad was super psyched on it because he's a deacon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm not Catholic myself, but I'm not anti-religion or anything,
Nice. Anything else you want to say? I'm kind of out of questions personally, but anything else you want to wrap up with about yourself?
Just, I'm not. I try to be funny, and you're easily, like you said, like you're easily funny. My friends at home say like I'm 1 out of 100, so like 1 out of 100 things I say like that's funny. Besides that, I'm pretty corny, and I go for like the most obvious joke as opposed to like, manufacturing something that's kind of witty. It's just really retarded. So,
Nice.
but I mean like I'm not an uptight person.
Nice. That's always good.
Awesome.